you're not both growing towards becoming the best versions of yourself, it's not going to work out.
Right. My AI just changed. It just buzzed the front gate. Thank God you came. How many more days could I wait? I made plans with you, and I won't let them fall through.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Just Newellness podcast with me, Janelle Newell. It has been about a month since I posted my last episode. I think so, or even longer. I'm not really sure because I've been working on other things, focusing on my internship this summer, which has taken a lot of time. But I just wanted to focus more on that, and it ended up taking a toll on the podcast side of things. I've been having, I guess, a studious girl summer, and I guess the only part of the break that's really been a break per se is the fact that I'm sleeping a lot more, because during the year I was sleeping like average 5 hours a day, which is not good at all, and probably why I was tweaking out a little. But you know what? That's all gonna be fixed, because I set up my schedule, was it 2 months ago? Because I'm gonna be an upperclassman, which is terrifying. Oh my gosh, literally, I feel like I started college yesterday, and I'm about to be a junior. But yeah, so I was able to set up my schedule in a way that freed up my mornings. So if I wanted to sleep in, I could, and I'd still be able to get my workout in and shower and eat before class. I can just chill and live a somewhat normal life. Also, one of my goals for this upcoming year is to not be in a relationship. Like, as much as it's great to have a partner and stuff, and like it can be fun, it's so time consuming. And so I'm going to junior year like just focused on myself, my goals, spending time with friends and family. Speaking of which, I'm going to be going home again soon, which is great. I love my family so much. Even though they annoy me sometimes and I annoy them, I kind of miss that annoyance low-key. Like, it makes me feel young. I remember I used to annoy my family all the time. Like, I would just start singing really loudly. I'd be narrating what I was doing. Like, if I was spreading my bed, I'd start singing, "I'm spreading my bed, yeah, yeah." And it would be so loud, and then everyone would be like, "Shut up." No, I'm kidding. They would never say that, but they would get annoyed. And I miss little things like that, so I'm excited to be going back home again soon. What else has been going on in my life? Oh yes! I got this new elephant! And if you've noticed in past videos, like, I have my other elephants over there, but this one is my top elephant, so I call him Tausi. This is my first male elephant, I think. Yeah. So this is Tausi. He's the father, obviously. Then we have Janali, the elephant, over there. She's the mother. And then I have two tiny elephants. One is a hand puppet that I got as a kid, and one is this really tiny little plush thing. And I forgot what I called it. I think my mom named that one, but it's not right. But Tausi is like the best. Like, I just love the way he's built. Like, he's perfect for holding, and definitely helps when I'm feeling lonely. So I'm gonna put him right there. Then obviously Burrita's my favorite because she reminds me of my mom, and she feels like my mom when I hug her. What else? Oh yes. Oh my gosh, guys. I watched that new show, Elle. Bro, that show is bussin', bro. I love that show so much. I'm gonna try not to give any spoilers because I want you guys to watch it, and it's so bussin'. Like, it's I love calling things bussin'. But it's so fun. I love the outfits. I love the color grading of the show. Like, a lot of people were critiquing it, but I actually really enjoy it because it gives you that kind of 90s vibe when you watch an old 90s show, but it also has the modern feel at the same time. And I love the contrast between, is it Beverly Hills and Seattle? Like, Beverly Hills is so bright and sunny and happy, and then Seattle is like dark and depressing. And like, that contrasted with Elle's personality is such a fun mix. I love Elle as a character. Like, I remember anytime I was going through a breakup, anytime I needed motivation to just boss up and be that girl, I would watch Legally Blonde. And Elle's definitely gonna be one of those shows that I rewatch over and over and over again until season 2. And then the next season's on from there. But yeah, after talking your ear off, I'm just gonna get into the video. Okay, today we're gonna talk about how to tell if your partner is jealous of you. Girl, oh my gosh, don't even get me started. There have been so many times in relationships or situationships where I could just feel that the other person didn't actually want the best for me and they just wanted me for whatever I could offer them. And it was just so draining. But I want you guys to be able to identify that in your relationships, talking stages, whatever, so you know when you need to leave. Number one, I'm going to get really specific with these things and kind of base them on my own experience. But number one is they're always posting terrible pictures of you. That is a sign of a hater. Like, I don't even care, bro. Even if it's one of your friends and they post a bad picture of you, it's like, they don't like you. They don't like you. They want you to look bad. But if you're in a relationship and say it's your anniversary and the person's posting the absolute worst horrendous photos of you, and it's not like a silly picture like, oh, like your tongue is out, or like, I don't know, you're making funny faces, that's one thing. But if, for example, one eye is closed and you're looking off to the side, or you're making a weird face that you didn't intend to make, and they post that terrible photo of you, they want you to look bad. And you guys may be like, oh, like, Janelle, you're taking this too seriously, but like, when you think about it, you post the version of yourself that you want people to see on social media. So therefore, your partner posts a version of you that they want people to see on social media. Maybe they don't want their friends to be like, oh, like, my friend's girlfriend is hot, so they won't post a hot picture of you because then they know, oh, my boys are going to be looking at her crazy, like, they're going to want to steal her away from me. Guys are really insecure like that, and they're not going to tell you, but trust me, it's what they're thinking. They're like, I don't want my girlfriend to look too good that the homies are staring and trying to, like, steal her away. Not that they can, but, like, you know, that's what a lot of them are thinking. So they'll post an ugly picture of you. Meanwhile, you're posting really handsome pictures of them, making sure that you're showing them in the best light, and they just want you to look crazy. So if they're doing that consistently, just know they don't want anyone to think that you're hot, and they're probably insecure, and yeah, they're threatened by your beauty, period. So number two, they don't want you hanging out with your friends. Oh my gosh, this is such a common thing, and I've experienced this in every manipulative and controlling relationship that I've been in. Anytime your partner, or anytime a person doesn't have enough going for them, they will get really insecure when you want to go out and pursue your dreams, or when you want to go out and hang out with your friends, because they're thinking, oh, like, they're getting ahead of me in some way, and they want to keep you on their level. They want to pull you back down to their level when they see that you're rising. And this is not to sound conceited or anything. Like, I like to speak in very matter-of-fact terms, and sometimes you just have to be honest. In my last relationship, I would always talk about my goals for my business and all the things I wanted to do to help people, and bro, that's why I better stay away, I'm not playing. And my partner, he would always just be like, okay, yeah, and he would, like, brush it off, and he never wanted to hear about anything. Or, like, he would instill doubt in me, and he'd be like, oh, like, this doesn't look right. I remember I was designing my logo for the podcast, and he kept hating on my ideas, and it was just like, as my partner, yes, I want you to be honest, but you also have to have some kind of, you know, sensitivity, because I'm putting myself out there, and you see that I'm working really hard and trying something new. so you should be more supportive. And he never cared about anything that I was doing. And every time that he mentioned anything, I was so excited. Like, I'm always that person, if I care about someone, I'm their biggest cheerleader. I'm screaming, like, yes, like, you go do it. Like, I'm so proud. And I never got that energy. And I also, like, when I notice I don't get that energy from friends too, that's why I cut people off. Like, I don't have a lot of friends. To be honest, like, I know a lot of people. I'm on good terms with a lot of people, but I wouldn't call a lot of them my friends. Because they don't stick up for me, they don't cheer for me the way that I cheer for them. And I slowly started retreating because I noticed that behavior. And it's like, if I'm going to pour into you, I expect the same. I can't pour from an empty cup. We have to be filling each other up. Do you know what I mean? It's the same in a relationship. That's why, like, if I notice that behavior again in a friend, I'm not going to make them my partner. Because it's the worst thing. Like, people who are jealous of you are like leeches. They want to take advantage of you. They want to drain you of all your energy, your ideas, your motivation. And at the end of the day, you're just going to end up dead. Like, emotionally, even physically sometimes. Like, you see it in the news all the time. Jealousy can lead to crazy things happening. So, yeah, watch out for that. You want to be with someone who is excited for you and like wants to see you succeed regardless of where the relationship even goes. And if someone's hating on you all the time, if someone's not excited about all the things that you want to do for yourself, that's the sign that you need to leave them. I don't care. Like, if you're thinking to yourself, oh wait, you know what, my partner does do that, that's the sign you gotta go. Like, I do not care. Because in 10 years, you can be like, oh shoot, maybe had I left this person, I would be further along in my life. Because they were just slowing me down. And that's it. Okay, next. Number 3, if they're hypocritical. Now, the first thing that comes to mind with this is the whole having female friends. For me, it's a little bit different because I am bisexual. And in multiple relationships, in fact, I've dated guys who are really insecure about me hanging out with my female friends. And it's just like, you know, I'm bisexual, so it doesn't matter if the friend is female, male, whatever. Because at the end of the day, it's an equal amount of risk about whether or not I'm gonna leave you for them. I mean, it's never even been the case either, but multiple guys that I've been involved with have been jealous about me hanging out with my friends because they're like, oh, like, I know she likes girls, so I have to watch out for her friends and they try to steal her away. And it's like, I'm not an object to be stolen, first and foremost. In one of my relationships, he had a mix of male and female identifying friends, and I never said anything about it. Most of my friends are girls, however. And like anytime, okay, this might be like a cultural thing, but like, come on, we're girls. Like, if I'm at a party and all the girls are dancing on each other, it's not even like, oh, like I'm trying to get with this friend because we're twerking on each other. That's the normal thing that girls do. And if you can't understand that, you just gotta go, honestly. Especially because I'm a dancer, and that's just something that friends do, and we hype each other up. We're like, hey, like, hey, get it, get it, get it, get it. Like, it's not even that serious. But I have had multiple guys get jealous over that tiny little thing, and I can't deal with anymore. If you're not secure enough with yourself, you should not be in a relationship. Point blank, period. I do not care. And this is like, when I say these things to the camera, I'm also instilling the same values into myself and the same beliefs into myself. Because, like, as much as I'm critiquing other people, I'm also trying to teach myself the same lessons. Another example is hanging out with guys alone. That's something that I actually avoid because I know how insecure my boyfriends in the past have gotten, and like kind of paranoid that I would cheat on them or anything. But like I don't really understand where it's coming from because I've never cheated on anyone. I've always been loyal, and I don't know, people would just project their insecurities onto me. And it's not to say that I haven't done the same, but I'm just saying, like, it's not a good sign if someone's always projecting onto you. I remember, like, the reason that I didn't talk to a lot of guys in my last relationship is because I just noticed a shift in behavior, and maybe the guy that I was seeing would get a little bit intense when talking to one of my guy friends because they saw him as a threat. Like, oh, like, who is this guy trying to get close to my girl? And I know a lot of girls are into that. They think jealousy is attractive, but you know, it's to a certain extent. But I just noticed that little shift in behavior, and it rubbed me the wrong way because I just expect my partner to trust that I'm gonna be loyal to them. And in the past, that hasn't been the case. But you know what? We all need to work on ourselves, and I've definitely had my jealous moments. I just kind of kept it to myself. Number 4, they make you feel guilty about leveling up. Okay, so I mentioned this a little bit in the first point, but just to circle back to it, say you're someone who has a goal of getting healthier, and you start going to the gym more, and you're more intentional about what you eat. Maybe you start cooking more, you start doing all these little things to take better care of yourself. If someone's suddenly like, oh, like, why are you doing all this stuff? You don't need to do that. You're perfect the way you are. They actually hate you. They actually hate you because why are you upset about someone taking better care of themselves? If that's the problem to you, that's probably, like I said, you trying to bring them down to your level. And I see this all the time in heterosexual relationships especially. And I don't like the idea of, oh, like, happy couple wait. I'm very anti that. That is not healthy to me. If I was at my peak fitness before we started dating, and then suddenly I'm not working out, I'm not eating healthy, I'm not doing all these things I used to because I'm dating you, that relationship has to end. I don't care. Like, you do not want to sacrifice your level up, your success for anyone. I don't care how much you think you love them, they clearly do not love you because they're getting mad that you're spending time doing the things to grow and protect the person that they apparently love. That's not love to me. And if you notice that someone's always sleeping in and they don't want to join you on your self-care journey, that person is not the right one for you. If you're not both growing towards becoming the best versions of yourself, it's not going to work out. Either you're going to feel guilty for spending more time on yourself, or you're going to just succumb to the pressure and lower yourself to meet them where they're at. I've seen it so many times where girls were really happy and fit and, you know, they were doing their thing and they looked like they were full of life and vigor, and they got into a relationship and all of a sudden they're always down and gloomy, and guess what, they put on 40 pounds. That's not cute to me. If that's not your natural equilibrium weight and you're gaining all this weight when you're in a relationship, that's not a good sign. And if it's not healthy weight, like say you're underweight, like you just need to cut that person off because now they're taking time away from your own self-care, and it's just not going to look good for you in the long run. Number 5, they turn everything into a competition. Oh my gosh, I hate when people are competitive in relationships because, like I said, the way you should be when you're dating someone, you should be on each other's side, you should be cheering for each other, you should want the best for your partner and they should want the best for you. What's mine is yours, right? So what's mine when it's your way? And okay, let me give you an example. This happens a lot, and it's a very, very discreet tactic. And I don't really think that the people doing it even realize sometimes, but it's a subconscious reflection of how they feel about you. And say, for example, you're talking about a new project you're working on, or you're like, oh yeah, like I've been working on writing a book, for example, and you bring it up in a group conversation, and then your partner's like, oh yeah, but you know, she hasn't even written a chapter yet, and they start joking. That is such a toxic thing. You need to cut that person off. I'm really not playing with you guys. Because that is the same person who will sabotage your success. That's why it is so important who you choose to surround yourself with, because they will make or break you. I promise you. So those are my 5 signs of how to tell if your partner is actually jealous of you. I hope that you guys learned a lot from that. I hope that you're able to reflect on your past relationships, your current relationship, and you're able to apply these lessons into future relationships. And just protect your peace at the end of the day. That's all I want. That's what I want for myself. That's what I want for you guys. And I don't want you to ever forget who you are, what you're worth, and the fact that at the end of the day, you're living for yourself. You're not living for anyone else. So therefore, you have to take the best care of the vessel that you were given. And that means physically, emotionally, financially, professionally, everything. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment. If you have any video suggestions, you can leave them down below in the comments, or you can go to justnewellness.com and send in your recommendations there. Also, don't forget to follow us at Just Newellness Program on Instagram, and my personal account is at Choreo with Janelle. I love you guys. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for the next one.